the Illinois kind of addendum to that, we did get the Crown Act passed in Illinois, but the specific law that came first was the Jet Hawkins law, which was the law that ended hair discrimination for all kids in Illinois, in all schools. And that the word all was really important. And it was based on an incident that happened with my son in a private school where he was 4 years old and told that his hair was unacceptable for school, which was problematic for me because, again, I had thought about all of the limitations on who I could be and how it all started mentally. It started with there being some understanding internally that something about me was not acceptable or not good enough, and me wanting to make sure that if nothing else, my children did not have those same obstacles. And not only my children, other children. And I'm like, and it's adults that are putting these parameters around children and really kind of affecting right off the bat their understanding of who they are and how they connect in this world as African American children, or, of children of African descent with this curly hair,
Yeah.
And so for me, I drew inspiration from my all-time idol, Miss Ida B. Wells, who was always a voice and always an advocate and always stood for righteousness, even when her life was at risk to do so. I felt like it was like my moral obligation to take the knowledge that I had, because Black history was something that was embedded in me. Blessings out for that. I had a sense of who I was and how I showed up in the world because I learned about my history. And I'm like, it's really important that I hand that down to the next generation, and that I use the voice that God gave me, because I always got in trouble about my mouth. I always had a problem with my mouth. And I said, okay, it's important that we use that voice for good. And for me, that act alone, like being able to get that law passed with just me, it started with me being unsettled about something. And when you're unsettled about something, and when you really think about the why, and and then you activate your power inside of you to understand that you do have the ability to create some change. Your voice does matter.